Okay. Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to make it sure whether my voice, screen, video is all clear to all of you. Yes. Excuse me, students, those who are online. Can you please confirm in the chat box that my voice, screen, video is all clear to all of you? Walaikum salam. Okay. Now, the session is Abdullah. I will be addressing your answer as well. So the purpose of today's session is not only to teach you something, is not only to teach you any specific topic. The purpose of today's session is just the counseling, and you can say the how to tackle the course till your exam day. So this session is specifically designed. I have designed this session just to motivate you people, just to guide you how to conduct, how to go for the F5 paper. And see that, first of all, it's my introduction. I do teach at TSA Tabani School of Accountancy. I am Hanif, and I do teach paper PM, AA and AAA, and also paper MA. And I've also conducted a practice to pass session by ACCA multiple times. And now coming to the point directly related to the paper PM performance management. First of all, you people should need to understand what the dynamics of the papers is. It is basically performance management is the when you will be having the exam. So there will be three sections. There will be three sections. And remember one thing, the purpose of this session is just to guide you people that how to tackle for the exam. Okay. So it is not the session which is specifically designed for revising any topic. All the way, I will be providing the webinars. I will be providing the webinars, and it will be announced later on, right? So the webinars will be hopefully in the next week. In the next week, the webinars will be conducted by me, inshallah, and those the days and timings will be announced shortly. So now let's come to the agenda for this session. By the way, how many of you people are having difficulty or facing challenge in paper PM? Can you please write in the chat box, because due to some reason I cannot open the mic, and I just want you people to type the thing. Is there any challenge that you are facing in paper PM? You can type freely. Okay. Now I am noticing your answers, so that I am also noticing the topics, so that it would be covered in my webinar as well. Okay. Most of the answers which I am receiving is that they are struggling with the structuring of the answer, especially when it comes to the CRQ of the performance measurement area, right? But first of all, see that this is your paper PM, performance management paper structure. That is section A, which worth 15 OTQs. And remember that these are 15 OTQs that will be of 7 different types. Okay, Abdullah, that is the issue as well. So I will be addressing this issue as well. Okay. So there are 15 OTQs worth 2 marks each, and it would become 30 marks. And there are 3 case OTQs, that is one case OTQ. One case OTQ means 5 MCQs. That means 30 MCQs in total. 15 MCQs would be having completely 30 marks. Now, point to be noted is that in this section B, the case OTQ, you will be receiving one case OTQ at least from the topic which is costing technique. From the topic which is what? Costing technique. Now, I can assure you people in this session that you can easily achieve at least 30 marks, which you already know that how the question would be examined or which area would be examined. Now, I'm holding this paper pattern. I'm holding it for a minute, and I'm just moving on to the syllabus area of paper performance management. See that this is the syllabus area. Section A is about information technology system. That is not as such important to be examined in CRQ. But yes, it quite may be possible that you will be receiving few MCQs. This is the section area B, specialist cost and management accounting technique. In this section, there is activity-based costing. In this section, there is target costing. In this section, there is life cycle costing. In this section, there is throughput accounting. And in this section, there is environmental accounting. It is environmental accounting. Now, these are the 5 areas. These are the 5 areas on which you people should have a very good grip. Now, how to get the good grip on this section is actually, first of all, I would strongly recommend you people that go for your instructor guidelines. From wherever you are studying, follow the guidelines of the teacher, first of all. Second point is that the how to plan the revision, how to study the thing. I will be sharing it later on this slide. That is how to revise. Now, how to revise is a key important area. I am giving you the flow chart, the systematic pattern which you should follow very strictly. And first of all, you should have a very positive mindset that you have cleared many of your foundation exams, many of your starting level papers, many of your some of the students quite maybe possible might have cleared F7 and F6 as well. So that you are in this state, that means you can completely handle this paper. That means you are having some guts, you are having some skills, that you have passed many papers right from your foundation journey. So that it is not difficult as such. Yes, it quite may be possible that you are struggling with few of the questions, how to draft the answer, but it does not mean that you cannot do. You can do the things. First of all, your mindset should be very much positive, that it is the ability in which you should perform well, number one. Because if you will be thinking that you cannot do that, and if you have any doubt in your mind that whatever the question would be examined, there would be the time constraint, I will not be able to handle it, so it may be possible that you will be remaining in the in the complexity of the paper, and you cannot come out from this complexity. So first of all, your mindset should be too much important. It's very important to make your mind very pure and positive. Now, how to revise is that first of all, follow your lectures. Follow your lectures. You should follow your lectures at the first step, and on the second step, you should go for exam kit. Don't go for the study text right now. Let's say, for example, if you are studying the topic, let's say life cycle costing. So life cycle costing, it will take around half an hour or at least 1 hour, not more than that, maximum 1 hour, so that you will be able to revise your life cycle costing, let's say, for example, and jump immediately to your exam kit. Now, the question is that which exam kit should be followed. I strongly prefer that while solving MCQs and case OTQs, you should solve both Kaplan and BPP. Kaplan and BPP both, but still, if you are running shortage of time, if you are having some other paper as well, or if you believe that you cannot do that due to the time constraint, that I must prefer Kaplan kit. I must prefer Kaplan kit. That is only case OTQs. Do not solve the CRQs of this section of costing. And then after the exam kit, just find out the learning gap, that what you have studied from your lecture, the kit practice, and if there is a gap, obviously your answers may be wrong. Some of the answers may be wrong, some of the answers may be right. So what you should do, you should find out that learning gap, and that learning gap should be referred with the study text. That learning gap will be referred to the study text, right? So do not go for the study text at your first sight. First solve the lecture, lecture and kit, lecture and kit. Now, this section is the specialist cost and management accounting technique for which I was talking about. And from this section, there would be one case OTQ. Now, it is not mandatory, it's not compulsory that this topic would be examined, But based on the past analysis, this section is examined for 10 marks. Yes, one case OTQ, that means 5 MCQs, and that would become 10 marks, right? So I'm not jumping towards the paper pattern as well. And this is the section B, case OTQs. There are three case OTQs. One case OTQ come from the costing technique. So you should spend 2 days, only 2 days. I will be making a plan right now that if you have completed your syllabus, or if your some of the students might be still in the class, the course would be remaining to 2-3 topics. So ignoring that aspect, how will you revise, and how much time you should devote to a specific area? Because it's not the time to work hard, it's the time to work smart. Secondly, you will be having CRQs. Now, for the MCQs, it is any of the area, any of the syllabus area, and I would be guiding you for this as well. And then there would be section C, and it is CRQ. You will be having one CRQ and one CRQ. You will be having total 2 CRQs. One CRQ would be examined from performance measurement section. Now I'm quickly coming to the paper, that's a specialist cost and management technique. Section C, decision making, ignoring right now. DE, performance measurement and control. Now this is one of the area where you will be receiving one CRQ which worth 20 marks. See that 20 marks from this area, 20 marks from this area, and 10 marks from this area. That would become 30 marks. So if you will work out on these areas first, you should assure yourself to gain at least 25 marks from these 2 sections, at least 25 marks. Now, this is the area of the performance measurement and control. Now, here comes a big challenge. Here comes a big challenge for most of the students, that they are not able to handle. They are not able to handle what actually being asked. So first of all, I can guide you a little considering the time aspect in this session. That is the performance measurement. So if I talk about the performance measurement, first of all, this is one of the area. This is one of the area where most of the students, since I'm teaching online as well, and I do teach in Karachi, Pakistan, and there are many students who are from local in our country and outside the country. They are facing the same problem, that how to interpret the things. Now, first of all, is that performance measurement. There is a question on performance measurement. There is a question on divisional performance, and in divisional performance, there is transfer pricing. There is transfer pricing, and there is ROI and RI. Now, performance measurement. How do you tackle this specific drafting style kind of a question? Because it is the numerical area which can be handled easily to some extent, because most of the things are being based on the formulas. So first of all, what you should understand, the requirement of examiner. You are not supposed to frame your answer as per your requirement or as per your need. No, not at all. You need to match the requirement of the examiner, right? You need to match the requirement of the examiner. How? See that if I can give you a very simple example, that what actually performance measurement is. What actually performance measurement is actually the area. Performance measurement is the area where you are acting as the top level position at your organization, right? You are at the top level organization. You are at the top level. You are looking down, that you are having sales department, purchase department, marketing department. There are many departments, and you are acting as the director. You are acting as the manager. You are acting as the superior one. to whom the organization had reported the things, and you have to be too much skeptical. Now, what do you mean by the term skeptical? Means that you should need to have a very sharp mind and the sharp attitude, and that you should have the analytical skills. See that you should have the analytical skills. You should have the analytical skills. You should have the analytical skills. Now, what analytical skills actually means? So that you will be able, to frame your answer based on the requirement of the examiner, right? Based on the requirement of the examiner. So, what actually analytical skills means? Analytical skills means that something has happened in the past. The organization, whatever the organization wanted to do, it has been done. The organization had reported you the figures. The organization has guided you for the figures, and you have to evaluate. You have to evaluate the scenario. You have to evaluate the scenario. Now, I can give you a little bit idea how to evaluate the scenario. That is, first of all, you should need to understand the nature of the case study. The nature of the case, whether it is an airline business, whether it is an hair salon, whether it is the school. You need to analyze the nature of the business, and you need to understand the objectives of the company. You need to understand the what objectives of the company. And let's say, for example, if there is no case study at all, because since I have mentioned that it is not the topical class, it is the guidance class. For example, there is a sale area, and you are supposed to evaluate the sales. Now, what will be the objective of sale? There is no case study at all. The objective of the company would be definitely to increase the revenue. So you have to compare the revenue from the past or from the competitor, whatever the data is mentioned. So you will be comparing and just analyzing whether objective is being achieved or not. Let's say, for example, it is 2006 and it is 2007. Let's say, for example, it is 2006 and it is 2007. Let's say, for example, and if I can make it very clear, very clear that in 2006 and 2007, the number of complaints were 100 and it is 120. This is not the case that you will be degrading this company. This is half information, and half information is too much dangerous. For example, if I can analyze that total customers are 1,000 and here the total customers are 2,000. So it would become the percentage, that is 100 upon 1,000 multiplied by 100, that is 10% of complaints. And obviously, this KPI, this is the KPI. Obviously, you people know it very well, that what is actually mean the KPI. KPI means the key performance indicator. KPI means key performance indicator. And it is 6%. It is 6%. Now see that I was solving with the calculator, 6%. Now see that what is KPI? That is the key performance indicator. That means the complaint by default is the KPI, which is implied that the objective of the company is to minimize the complaints, right? So you will have to appreciate this. You will have to appreciate this performance. Now, how you will be drafting your answer? That is your complaint rate. Remember one thing, do not compare anything with the figures. Do not compare anything with the figures. You have to calculate the ratios, the relevant ratios. You have to calculate the relevant ratios, right? Now, what would be the thing that complaint rate was 10% and now it is 6%? What you will be writing initially? Initially, you will be writing that the complaint had been reduced from 10 to 6%. It is a good indicator of the performance because the company did well. And then you must have to state the reason. The reason. I mean, why? you have to explain why this complaint rate had been reduced. So it quite may be possible that in the case study, the formulas, the figures, the information would be given, not the formulas, the information would be given. I'm just assuming that the company had improved its quality. I'm just assuming. So how will you frame your answer? How will you frame your answer? That is what you will be writing. You will be writing that just observe me and catch my words. I'm not going to write it. I'm going to explain it. You will have to write initially. Now the problem is that how to start the answer. Somebody have to push you. No, there is no one to push you. You are the one who can push yourself. Okay, no one else is going to do it for you. So you have to perform your paper by own. So try to learn the concept. Now this is the complaint rate. Now how will you start your answer? You will start your answer that the complaint rate had been reduced from 10 to 6%, and it is the good indication of the performance. And since the quality department had improvised its quality services or the production, so that could be the possible reason that customers are accepting what they want. And the 6% complaint rate is the acceptable based on the past, for example. And yes, the company is performing well. Full stop, answer finish. You do not have to exaggerate your answer. You do not have to write it very few lines. You have to relate with the case study. That is what happened. The point happened is that the complaint rate had been reduced. Appreciate the good performance and find out the reason why. Just why. And then you have to conclude your answer. Hardly 3 to 4 lines within one heading. Now, this is the analytical point that you have to analyze. And while you have to analyze the thing, you have to evaluate. So evaluate in financial and evaluate in non-financial. You have to evaluate in financial and you have to evaluate in the non-financial as well, right? So this is the thing how to draft your answer. This is the thing how to draft your answer as far as the performance measurement contents are considered. Now, what you have to do regarding this analytical skills and the drafting skills, what you have to do, you just have to go through your lectures, number one, and point number two. Point number two is that you must have to go through the answer of the Kaplan kit. You have to read your answer. And I am giving you the advice that you are going to attempt the exam in December 2022, and that you must need to solve this year question, that is March, June, if it is available on your website. And you must need to attempt the last year questions as well, because solving the recent question would be enable to the concepts, to understand the concepts of the thing, that to get an idea. You can get an idea how acting. So you will get an idea of the examinable content, right? Things. And remember that analytical skills required the strong evaluation. Evaluation means focus on connected items. Focus on connected items. That is, if there is sale, there would be complaint. If there would be purchase, there would be purchase return. So you need to relate the things, because you are not solving. And one more important thing, people often assume that you can interpret as you had interpreted in the paper FR financial reporting. Not at all. 100% a big no. Because in that paper F7, there are ratios which are specifically defined, and that is especially for the users of the financial statements. Not at all here. You are here the management. You have to take the decision. So the manager is at the top. The manager is at the top. The reportings are given to the manager, and the manager will going to analyze who are you. You are the one. You are the one to evaluate the results. So you need to have a strong upper level of thinking. Now the students are writing in the chat box that they are sometimes not able to write. See that it's not the day one story. It's the story that you should attempt at least 2 to 3 questions by yourself. Then there will be a little spark in your motivation that you can solve it. Okay. So you must need to attempt at least 2 to 3 questions. Complete question, not the specific line. So then thereafter you will be able to handle the more questions as well. So this is not the day one story. Do not be demotivated, right? So the point is that try to understand the objectives and chase with the answer whether the particular objectives are being achieved or not. That is the performance measurement area I was talking about. Secondly, in this PM area, there is transfer pricing and ROI and RA. It quite may be possible that this topic would be examined or this, whatever. But the point is that in this section, you would be achieving at least 20 marks. Yes. So the most important area is that when you will be opening the uh, index of your Kaplan kit, there would be many questions, but attempt those questions only where whatever the examining year is mentioned in the index. That is XYZ question, September 2018, XYZ question, 2020 March. Let's say, for example. So you have to attempt all those questions specifically of the real exam question of ACCA, and you can simply ignore those questions which are right after which the examining year is not mentioned, right? So this is the thing about the interpretation. Now the student is saying that there is a time constraint, but don't need to write too much. You are having a time, you're having a time management. The paper is of 3 hours. I'm ignoring that reading and planning time. That means 180 minutes. No, you are having yes 180 minutes, right? So you are having 180 minutes, but no, I will not be writing this thing. But on the safe side, although this formula is helpful, that 3 hours means 3 hour means that is 180 minutes, and you have to cover 100 marks. That means 1.8 minutes per mark. And if the question worth 20 marks, so you can calculate. You can simply calculate 1.8 multiplied by 20. So that means 36 minutes, 1 CRQ. Now you quite may be shocked that how does it practically possible to solve 1 CRQ within 36 minutes. So I'm here to guide you that you should allocate your time like that way, since there are 3 hours, right? There are 3 hours. You should dedicate your 1.5 hours for 2 CRQs, 1.5 hours, and 1.5 hours you can allocate to MCQs and case OTQs, right? This you have to analyze, you have to ensure that. And one more important thing, this case OTQ would be coming now. The rest of the MCQs and the other CRQ, the examinable area, I don't know, you don't know, he doesn't know, she doesn't know. No, not at all. It's not something which can be guessed easily. It's something that you do not need to skip the particular area, right? So this is the time allocation. This is the time allocation, and the revision planner is that. Number one, keep in mind, do not ignore any topic. Don't go for the selected topics. Don't go. First, you need to solve your costing techniques within 2 days. You can do it. Yes, you can do it. Do not make the excuse. Just find out the way how I can do it. You just need to focus on those things. First of all, costing techniques, and then immediately jump onto the performance measurement. Secure your 30 marks, and then go for budgeting, and then variance, and then the decision making, because it's sometimes a little bit complicated area, right? So I cannot give you the quick medicine. I cannot give you the medicine that have it and your paper will be passed. No, not at all. I am here to give you the guidance, to give you the support, how you can explore your F5. You need to understand the objective of the paper, that why this paper is being taught, that you are at the top level organization, you are at the top level, and you are making the decisions for the company, right? So what we have gained from this today's session, number one, motivation. Number one, motivation, because if you will be demotivated, it will definitely leave you the footprints. it will definitely impact you, right? So first of all, motivation. Secondly, your study planner should be like that. You must need to study first costing techniques and then performance measurement section and then rest of the other section. This was the basic purpose to give you the motivation and the guidance, and especially how to draft the answer. Obviously, I'm not going to draft the answer since it's not the formal class or the webinar. I'm just here to have a chit chat with you people related to the paper PM and sharing my experience. Now, one thing is that while solving the CRQs, while interpretation of the CRQs, you just need to focus on these things. That is, whatever happened, good or poor, reasons why. You must need to write down the reason, and the reasons are given in the case study. Just extract it, shape in your own words, and then you have to draft your answer, right? So this was the thing. Now, as far as my webinars are concerned, so it will be announced. It will be announced that how the webinars would be conducted. So if there is anyone who is outside from my regular class, so you can WhatsApp me. You can WhatsApp me, Erika and Adeldia. You can WhatsApp me so that I can provide you any further guidance if you need. This is my number. This is the WhatsApp number. You can WhatsApp me. Now, I have also given the practice to pass webinar from ACCA, from ACCA channel. I had given the practice to pass webinar that is also available. So, and for the local students, it is also available in Urdu Hindi language. So it is available. I mean, that is publicly available on YouTube. So I can give you the link so that you will be able to pass out and see the tricks. How did I solve the question, right? So this is basically the case of the paper F5 PM, that you need to be, your mindset should not be limited to the financial statements, right? Your mindset should be related to the entire company: finance, cost, sale, purchase, marketing, store. That is the performance management. That's the performance management, that you have to manage the performance, not specifically to the single department, right? So it is the overall thing. So you need to explore yourself for the high level of mindset, and you are leading the organization. So that was the agenda for today's session about paper PM. And furthermore, the classes for the webinars, obviously it would be free of cost, available to everyone, whether you are our student or you are outsider. So you can simply attend it, and you can even WhatsApp me for the so that I will be announcing the date for the webinars. So till here, is there any question from the audience here right now, from the students? See that I'm observing that there are very few students today. Is there any question except for the question of the time constraint? Because that will be enabled, that will be helpful when you will be able to practice more and more, right? So more and more practice will give you the time management skills. Is there any question you want to write? Feel free to write in the chat box. Okay, no problem at all. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so the point is that you have to allocate your time. You need to prepare your answer, and one more important thing: must visit these resources. Resources at ACCA. That is its website. You must need to read examiner report, because people often fail to read that examiner report. Must read it, examiner report, because examiner report will tell you what kind of mistakes were repeated, what kind of mistakes were done by majority of the students. So must read out the examiner report as well for at least last 2 sessions. this you must need to go through the exam report, right? So that was a session um, to guide you people, lecture, exam kit, study text later on, and allocation of time and focusing on the things. Okay. So if you're not having any question, so you guys can leave. I will also be leaving this meeting after 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. Have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.